Christina Hendricks gushes about Good American Family co-star Ellen Pompeo. Christina Hendricks didn't get to share the screen with Ellen Pompeo on Good American Family, but she still felt supported by her fellow actress. "I was only really in some courtroom scenes with her," Hendricks, 49, teased during an exclusive interview with Us Weekly. "So I didn't really get to do scenes with her, which is a bummer. I'm a huge fan and I love her." Hendricks was thrilled she got to experience Pompeo, 55, as an executive producer on the show, adding, "All I can say is that she was supportive and gets his **** done. She had my back and she wanted me to feel comfortable. She did everything that she could in her power to make sure that I could transition from that quick turnaround of getting the role to being on set. How can we make this work? What can we do to make this easy? How can we make this process?" According to Hendricks, Pompeo went above and beyond on set. Natalia Grace's abandonment scandal. Where are the key players now? "She really was checking on me and making sure that everything was all right," Hendricks recalled. "So I just felt very taken care of. I knew she was smart as a whip, so I loved her as a producer. But I do hope I get a chance to act with her." Pompeo has received praise from her Good American Family co-stars since the show premiered in March. Imogen Faith Reed recently told us she chose not to tell Ellen Pompeo about her love for Grey's Anatomy, out of respect, but still felt a bond with the star. "She is very much a role model for me. I did love Grey's Anatomy, and I never told her because I didn't want to weird her out," Reed, 27, told us last month. "But I really loved working alongside Ellen so much." Reed, who plays Natalia Grace, learned so much sharing the screen with Pompeo. "I remember there was a time on set where as an actor you have to get into your right mark, and I was confused," she continued. "Ellen asked the cameraman to turn over the camera for me so I could actually see what I was doing. That was a real learning moment for me. It was like I was really being taught there." At the time, Reed said she was thankful for the support on her first TV acting job. "She always taught me that I could have a voice and that I could speak up," Reed continued. "For my first job, I was shy. I was a bit intimidated, and she always made me feel so comfortable. It was just a real gift for me to have somebody like her to learn from. These things that she's taught me, I'll always take with me to each job that I do." Good American Family, which is currently airing on Hulu, is a scripted true crime series inspired by Natalia Grace, who made headlines when she was adopted by Christine and Michael Barnett as a child only to accuse them of abandoning her. Hendricks plays Natalia Grace's adoptive mother, Cynthia Mance. "I got cast 30 hours before I was on set, so I had to work very, very quickly," Hendricks recalled to us. "I had an opportunity to read the scripts, and I did watch Investigation Discovery's The Curious Case of Natalia Grace series that's out there to try and get as much information as possible. Then I worked with a dialect coach because we wanted Cynthia to stand out in a little bit of a different way from the Barnetts. So I did all of the big fittings and everything in 30 hours, and then I was on set." Hendricks called it a fast and furious process. "But I digested as much as I could in that amount of time," she continued. "I actually was unfamiliar with the story. Then when they reached out to me, I turned to my husband, George Bianchini, and I was like, 'Oh, this is this wild script.' And he was like, 'I know all about that.' So I think there's a fair amount of people who do know about it." Christina Hendricks is no stranger to powerhouse ensembles, having made her mark on television history with her iconic portrayal of Joan Holloway in Mad Men. But according to the flame-haired beauty, her experience filming the upcoming series Good American Family has opened a whole new chapter. One filled with unexpected friendship, inspiration, and admiration for one woman in particular, Ellen Pompeo. In a cozy corner of the Good American Family soundstage in Culver City, California, Christina, clad in a soft caramel knit sweater and high-waisted vintage jeans, couldn't contain her excitement when asked about working with the Grey's Anatomy legend. "Oh my gosh, Ellen Pompeo is a force of nature," Christina gushed, her green eyes lighting up. "She's so much more than just Meredith Grey. On this set, she's the heartbeat, the glue, the matriarch we didn't know we needed," which is kind of funny considering the show's title. The show, described as a dramedy meets modern-day dynasty, centers on the Braverman-Lawson family, a high-profile yet dysfunctional clan navigating generational secrets, blended identities, and the pressures of fame. Christina plays Scarlett Lawson, the poised and sharp-tongued eldest daughter who returns home after a scandalous divorce. Ellen Pompeo, meanwhile, plays Caroline Braverman, the steely but soulful matriarch whose warmth and wit keep the family's legacy and secrets intact. "There's a certain weight that comes with leading a show like this," Christina said, her voice dipping with sincerity. "But Ellen carries it so gracefully. She never commands attention, yet everyone naturally orbits around her. That kind of energy, it's rare." Though Good American Family boasts a sprawling cast, including a few buzzy Gen Z names and a surprise veteran soap star or two, Christina revealed that Ellen set the tone from day one. "She brought cookies the first week of shooting. I thought, is this some kind of Hollywood myth?" Christina laughed. But nope. She literally showed up with Tupperware full of these ridiculous sea salt chocolate chip cookies. She said it was a family recipe. I still don't know if she made them or her assistant did. But honestly, who cares? They were divine. And it broke the ice. Behind the scenes, the duo's chemistry is just as palpable as it is on screen. Christina described their first big scene together, a tense but emotionally layered confrontation in the family vineyard, as electric. "We didn't rehearse it to death. Ellen likes to keep things loose, spontaneous. She told me, let's just go there. And we did. I remember the crew was so quiet afterward. No one yelled cut for like a full minute. It was one of those goosebump moments." While the two actresses hail from different TV empires, they found common ground in their love of character complexity and layered storytelling. "We talked a lot about women aging in Hollywood," Christina shared. "Not in a cynical way, more like, how do we stay passionate? How do we stay curious?" Ellen's really passionate about that. She's always asking questions, always pushing for more depth. It's contagious. Off-camera, their friendship blossomed over shared dinners, on-set pranks, and, unexpectedly, a mutual obsession with mid-century interior design. Ellen saw a picture I posted of my living room and texted me at 11 p.m., asking where I got my bar cart. Christina said, laughing. "Next thing I know, we're sending each other estate sale listings and arguing over armchairs." She has this cool East Coast sensibility, and I'm more into warm retro glam, but somehow we meet in the middle. Christina also credited Ellen with helping her find a new kind of confidence as a performer. "There was one day, a scene that just wasn't clicking for me. I was frustrated in my head. Ellen came over, took my hand, and said, 'You've got this. You're telling the truth. That's all that matters.' It was so simple, but it snapped me out of it." That's who she is.